I don't know why it's taken me until now to come to this declaration, but from this day forth, my default stance in terms of anticipation for Disney Plus shows, both Marvel and Star Wars, is skepticism. The Acolyte was pretty much exactly what I thought it was going to be, which is another bland product from Disney. I don't know what it is about these recent Disney Plus shows that just feels so safe. It feels like Disney are holding the creators back from letting these shows reach their true potential, because everything about this show just felt so safe and as a result so uninspired. The acting was really stale. The dialogue is just full of exposition and always just talking about characterization just spoken out loud constantly. Is it Lucasfilm trying to be protective of the Star Wars IP? Are they trying to cater to kids because it's got Jedis and lightsabers in it, so they want kids to watch it, so it can't be too gritty, it can't be too dark, and thus it can't be too interesting? I don't know what their methodology and their thinking behind it is, but it's just not working, because I'm watching The Acolyte and I just cannot get invested into anything that's going on, because of just how uninspired and bland everything feels. Because the story of The Acolyte had a lot of potential with the rising of the Sith during the High Republic era, and there's the stuff with the Witches' Coven, and there's different groups manipulating the Force in different kinds of ways. And I'm just imagining this show having the same grit, visual style, quality of acting, directing as Andor, and it just could have been really, really awesome. But Disney. It actually makes me appreciate Andor a hell of a lot more. The fact that that show is as great as it is on Disney Plus almost feels like a miracle at this point. And there are some story and basic writing choices in the show itself that just made me roll my eyes. Like, spoilers by the way, in case you're bothered. Episode 3 is it, where they're in the forest looking for the Wookiee Jedi, and May and the apothecary dude are going through the forest talking about her Sith master. She's never seen his face, and he's talking about his relationship with him, what he does for him. And it's like, well, you're him. You're the Sith master. Sure enough, later, take off the helmet. Surprise. Not. And then in episode 7, when Osha is on the planet with the Sith guy, and he's all skinny dipping, and she's watching, and he's walking around sleeveless, and it's like trying to make him some Sith heartthrob. And I was just like, what is this Fault in Our Star Wars bullshit that I'm watching right now? When they're in the forest and it's all going down, May is with the guy going through the forest, she's about to kill this Wookiee, and then all of a sudden at the click of her finger, she's like, you know what, you're right, my loyalties are with my sister. Okay, that was just completely out of nowhere. Okay. But my favourite is in the first flashback episode with the two twins on the planet as kids. Osha wants to be a Jedi. May doesn't want her to be a Jedi. May says, well, I'm not going to let that happen. Osha says, what are you going to do about it? And then May just goes, well, I'm going to kill you. What? I'm going to kill you, sister. Just like that. Who wrote that shit? There's some more idiotic writing choices and decision making throughout the series that annoyed me. I found it funny when May is posing as Osha on the ship with Saul, and you conveniently cannot see the marking on her forehead through her braids in her hair in the scenes she's sharing with Saul. You would think that Saul would either notice some kind of big white marking on her forehead, or maybe even use some kind of Jedi mind powers to read her mind and see that it's clearly not Osha, because she's obviously not acting like Osha. She's walking around all stoically, completely not the same personality as the person you were just travelling with a second ago. You see what I mean? Conveniences, writing choices, execution choices like that just make you question everything about this production. My expectations for The Acolyte were fairly low given the reception it's getting from a lot of fans, plus the quality of recent Disney Plus shows. So sitting down to watch it, like I said, it was exactly what I thought it was going to be. Yet another bland, uninspired product from Disney that just feels really held back, and the potential is just not realised because of just the very safe way they went about writing, directing, and just executing the whole thing. Disney, just please stop doing this shit with these shows. Look at Andor. Look at the freedom you gave that team to do what they did with that show. Take that freedom and give it to the teams on all the other Disney Plus shows. Let them cook, and you'll actually start putting out some bangers on your streaming service.